My people, are you ready for the Blackout Biographies? Oh, I gotta puke. That's damn right. We doing this shit Blackout. Blackout Biographies. Alright, so this is the Blackout Biographies, and this is an episode with Lance. And who are you?
I'm Lance, what up?
Who are you and what are you about?
Who's your daddy?
They call me L-Dog. I'm all about the water.
I have never heard anyone call you L-Dog, ever.
My name's Lance, they call me Lance. And, yeah, I used to be a bit of a drinker. I currently don't drink anymore.
No, that's like, it's a loss of the family member, like when a friend goes to AA or whatever, and it's a sad thing, but it was the best for you.
Right. I'm not about the whole AA shit, but yeah, I don't drink anymore.
As far as blackouts go, you were the number one friend in my list of like drinking and blacking out.
I used to drink quite a bit.
So you're like you're a perfect test subject. Alright, so I think we have different memories on how we met. So I think we met at the Pine Run, and I was there and we're playing pool, and you showed me how to one gulp a beer. Because I wanted a shotgun. I remember I met you and I was like, we're talking about like chugging beers and stuff. And
yeah, I remember we had those 16 ounce cups, and we were trying to.
No, they're like little tiny mugs or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was the 16 ounce ones or the 12 ounce. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I was like, it was like stupid. I was like, I could beat you in a shotgun because someone said like you can chug beer. I was like, I could beat him, and we had bottles, so you one gulped a whole fucking mug, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't know if I can beat this dude. And then you're like, dude, you just do it and open your throat and don't let it run off the side of your face. And so I did it, like one gulp. I was like, holy shit, I had no idea. You brought out the best in me.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I brought you from your infancy into adulthood.
Yeah.
In that moment.
And then we didn't really become friends for years after that, but I'd see you around and...
Yeah, like you were never around. Like when I was, we had a lot of common friends, but
yeah,
you were never either not there. I wasn't there when you were at parties.
You came over. You came over to an apartment I was living at, and I had a roommate, and you guys had a keg, and you guys were like the next door over at these apartments. So I went over there. It was Ryan Kemp's apartment.
Yeah. When I actually thought the first time we met was at that apartment. I remember coming in one day. And it was you and Brian Kindlinger and somebody else lived there. Was it Mike White?
Yeah, it was me, Brian, and Mike White, and you guys came to get Mike White.
Yeah, and me and Ryan came in to hang out, and I remember you were just sitting there on your laptop, and I remember asking Brian, I was like, "Oh,
no, there was no laptop back then.
What was it then?
It was a desktop. It was.
Oh, we were on the desktop.
Yeah, it was
you were
like
just on the computer, and you were like didn't say anything to us. So I remember asking, like, I think it was Brian. She's like, what's up with your boy? Like, what, he just doesn't like us or something? So I remember I thought you didn't like me or Ryan.
Oh.
You didn't talk to us.
Well,
so I thought that was the first time we met.
Well, your story telling me right now I don't like you at all now because of that. You're a little sensitive guy, and I don't like dudes like that. He doesn't like me. No, I remember that night I was like heavily into downloading illegal music because it was just starting where you could do that. I was like, holy shit, it's all at your fingertips.
Yeah, through the landline takes about 4 hours to download a song.
Yeah, and then we met. Like the first time we actually hung out and got drunk together was on my birthday, and you
at the dirt
I had a lame girlfriend who I had to drag to my own birthday thing at down the hatch, and that's when you could smoke inside, and you handed me a cigarette. And
no, that's not how it happened. I said, "Oh, happy birthday, motherfucker!" And You're like, yeah, dude, what'd you get me? I was like, this right here, and it was a fucking lit cigarette butt. It was like pretty much, it was done for. You're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I was like, eat it. You're like, okay, and you fucking did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude, we're gonna be besties for life.
Yeah, and then it was still another like year or two after that. So I think it was.
We hung out every once in a while after that.
Yeah.
It was just like with our friend, like if our peoples were.
I remember the moment when we started hanging out like all the time. It was when Brian Kinglinger had his wedding reception, and I picked you and Ryan Kemp up.
Oh yeah.
And then we just started hanging out like every weekend.
Mm.
And then we fucked.
What? What was the last thing you said?
Huh?
Oh,
So this is the part where you tell a Blackout story, and thanks for being my first guest.
No problem.
That's pretty sweet. Don't clap in the background. God damn it. So yeah, we're gonna get to that right now.
What?
So it's story time, Lance. Give me a good story.
Alright, well, one that I thought of that I think is pretty funny in my drunken days was I was hanging with my boy Cliff one day. This is probably like at least 10 years ago now or more. And we thought it'd be a good idea to he kept saying he could outdrink me or whatever, and this one I drank like mostly beer all the time, liquor for shots, whatever, but
When did the vodka come into play where it was every day?
vodka I switched to probably like...
That was before we were roommates?
Yeah, that was like...
That was Sarah, maybe?
Probably right around then. No, it was like a little bit before then. Probably like 2012, 2000... Yeah, right around Sarah time, yeah.
Was it because you're self-conscious about your weight, so you got off beer?
No, actually that was part of the reason, because when I first switched to like drinking more, I was doing it like more vodka, less beer, because I was actually, I was getting
Oh, it's
fatter
5 o'clock, by the way.
Yeah, it had to be 5 o'clock vodka, the best. Only
No.
the best for me.
Nope.
But yeah, it was probably like 2012 when I switched to vodka all the time. But yeah, so we were drinking 30 packs. We both got these 30 packs. We decided we'd see who could drink the fastest or the most or whatever, both. And so we started at like I think it was about 11 o'clock. And we said we'll give ourselves like 4 hours to see who can drink the most. And we got to stop at 3 and see where we're at.
Is this when Cliff lived with his mom? I think he still does.
Yeah, he still does. And yeah, he was living with his mom. And yeah, she was gone on the she works out on the ships as a merchant marine. Yeah, that was weird because like when I first started hanging out with you guys, we'd go over there and he was like, "She's on the seas right now." Yeah,
I'm
she's
like,
out
what?
on the sea. Yeah, she was a merchant marine. She's not anymore. Actually,
I thought
she
it
got
was
fired,
just like
but-
what are those things called where you
A
go on?
cruise?
Oh yeah, like a
cruise
cruise.
ship. No, she worked on a merchant marine ships. Like they import and export from Michigan, like just in the Great Lakes. We're fucking. So we get the 30 packs. We said we're gonna drink from 11 to 3, so you can drink the most, the fastest. We get going and fucking. He had a bunch more beer in his fridge too, in case we went over the 30 pack limit. And by about like 2 o'clock, so we've been drinking for about 3 hours. I finished my 30 pack, and Cliff passed out drunk on his chair, and he drank 26 of his. Because I remember looking down in his 30 pack, seeing there was 4 left, so I started drinking those. And I ended up drinking those, and he had more beer in his fridge too, like 4 or 5 other beers in his fridge, and I like started pacing myself after that, the challenge. But so I was pretty well fucking wasted, and I wanted to keep it going throughout the night because I couldn't sleep.
Was this about the time when you guys were playing Trivial Pursuit or whatever it was on Facebook? What was it? Oh, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh yeah, we used to play that shit all the time.
When you guys, I finally went over to Cliffs and hung out with you guys, and it was us 3 playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on Facebook.
Yeah, just doing gay shit in his
bedroom. And then also that was when you had we had this conversation because Cliff passed out or something. I remember some chick came over and was giving him a hand job.
Yeah, underneath the blanket.
Yeah, and she asked me if I wanted one. I was like, no. But you guys were playing that. I was so fucking bored. And then we started playing music, and you were like, "Let me play something." And you played Van Halen Eruption. And I was like, dude, give me fucking.
Oh, we got to get into this.
Dude, that was a tequila night because we got into a screaming match. I remember that, and I fucking left all pissed. But you're like, you could never fucking play this. I was like, give me 2 days, I can play 60% of it, no problem. You're like, you're a fucking liar, blah, blah. And this is what, 2010?
You said like 2 hours or some shit.
No, I said 2 days.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought you said like 2 hours and I could learn to play 60% of this.
And I know back then I could have done that. I think I can play the whole fucking song now. I mean, this is fucking 7 years from then, that argument.
It was probably,
2010.
Yeah,
something like that. But I think I was a little bit more hurt because I was drunk on tequila, and you were so like against me being good enough to play that.
Yeah, I was like,
it hit
there's
me
no fucking way you can play this.
It hit me right in the ego, and I was like, dude, it's mostly tapping. If you listen to that song, first of all, I don't like fucking playing any shreddy anything because I don't like that stuff. But that doesn't mean I can't learn it,
Right?
you know. And that's also a lazy guitar player way out of I could play that, but I just don't want to type of thing. And I thought that's what you were hitting at. I was kind of upset. But anyways, go ahead.
Like, I mean, like,
that was I know, but that was our first fight.
Yeah,
it really was.
So we had our first fight in our long-standing bromance.
Yeah, I met you in 2001 era, and then we had our first fight in 2010, 2011.
That's pretty long ways.
A whole
to go
decade without a fight?
You gotta fucking fight sometimes, or you're not gonna be in a good relationship.
No, I mean, because it's dishonest. Mm-hmm. You know, you're gonna hold a lot of shit in over the years.
You gotta tell each other and shit. So, anyways, I drink the 30 packs. There's 4 of his left. I drink those. Fucking, he had a few more in there. I was still drinking, but I slowed way down. It was probably like 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and when I finally ran out of beers, I'm like, all right, or I should say Cliff ran out of beers because I'm drinking all his beer, and he's still passed out, and I didn't want to sleep there at his house, and his mom had a badass, like, I think it was a 93 or 94 or something like that, Firebird Formula with a 350 in it, and that thing was a fucking fast car. It was souped up and shit.
I'm not a car motor guy, but I always hear about the 350.
Yeah, it was a good Chevy motor for a long ass fucking time, but... So this car is fast and shit, and his mom never let me drive it. Cliff never let me drive it, but he was passed out, and I was fucking drunk, and I'm like, hey, so Cliff...
Hold on, my cat's chewing on this package, and I can hear it. Get up, get out. I love you, Bucket. No. Stay away. Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm like, hey, Cliff, if...
Intermission.
Is it cool if I take your mom's car and, like, go home? Because I can't sleep here, dude. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to sleep. And I'm like, just don't say anything if you're cool with it. And obviously he didn't, because he was fucking passed out on the chair.
I mean, yeah, you got him on a technical term.
Yeah, I'm like, just say something if you don't want me to. Yeah. You know, just, and he's sleeping. So
that's such your logic.
So I grabbed the keys and I left, and obviously I'm still pretty fucking wasted because I've been drinking all night. And on the way home, I decided it'd be a good idea to go get some McDonald's because I was hungry as fuck, like I always got after drinking all night. So I'm going through town, right through downtown, and I have to go all the way up to McDonald's. I get there, get some food, and I'm obviously speeding because the car is fast, and I was drunk. And I'm on my way back from getting to McDonald's, and I go by the Shell gas station, and I see a cop pulling.
Maybe Randy Fahey worked there at that time.
Yeah, he might have, actually. And it was right around that time, I think. But so I saw a cop pulling into the gas station when I went by, and he was going the opposite direction. He was going westbound, I was going eastbound on Vienna. And he pulled in. I was going probably about 70 miles an hour, which is 50 through there. And I hit my brakes, but I was looking in the rearview mirror to see if he pulled back out or not. And I saw that he started turning around. And then you shot
the cop.
He started turning
Please
around.
tell me that you got to a scuffle with a cop.
No, I didn't get in a scuffle.
This is the worst story ever. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. That'd be so cool if you're like Ice-T, body count, cop killer.
I killed him. Yeah, I ended up killing the cop. That's the end.
I mean, next time if there's a part 2, if you can think of another one, just embellish a lot to where you kill somebody.
Yeah, well, I got to get to the end of the story. That's where I kill him, is in the end. But I mean, I don't want to spoil it. Spoiler alert, I killed the cop in the end.
All right.
So I go by, I see him pulling back out in the rearview mirror. So I bust left on a Jennings Road and gun it. Because I was already going 20 over. I'm drunk as fuck. I did not want to get pulled over.
You didn't want to get pulled over, but my cat found the bag she was chewing on again, so I have to move that again. Here. What is it? It's a bag of sponges for my dishes. All right, go ahead.
Today's sponge.
So I bust left onto Jennings Road, and the cop pulls out, and I just gunned it onto Jennings. I'm like, all right, I can't get pulled over. I was going 20 over. I'm wasted.